pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero sugod, todo sa kayod, dunong at tulog. Lipad na Blue Eagle, kaning giting nagigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan.
Radyo Katipunan, 87.9 FM.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero sugod, todo sa kayod, tunong at tulong. Lipad na Blue Eagle, galing giting at tigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan.
All Kaps, mga Atenista, it's time to level up! Your top variety program showcasing the best in media and other fields. As we feature the most loved personalities and the best practices of what we truly refer to as Magis. Together with multi-awarded multimedia guru Mr. Noel Ferrer, let's all level up every Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m. here on Radyo Katipunan, 87.9 FM. All Kaps, mga kapamilya, kapuso, kapatid, kabarkada, mga Katipuneros. It's time to level up with your host, multi-awarded multimedia guru Noel Ferrer here on All Kaps, Ateneo Level Up.
Paulit-ulit kang nagplano. Paulit-ulit ngunit lagi din naman nababago. Wag mo na kayang palampasin, wag na wag mo na kayang palampasin.
Kaps, as we level up, my 30 years in media started with my very first boss, then executive producer of the award-winning arts and culture magazine show Tatak Pilipino that was first aired November 3, kaya ang anniversary talaga sa media, so November 3, 1990. And I'm honored to have him on the program. As I said, it will be a good chance for us to look back and look forward with a former boss, a mentor, a friend. Mahal ko tong taong to. Tawag na sa kanya ng mga tao, mga bata ngayon, lolo. But please welcome Direk Laurenti Dyogi. Hello, Direk. Maraming salamat.
Hi, Noel. Maraming salamat for having me here. talaga 30 years na pala, no? Ganun na.
30 years.
Tagal-tagal na.
So, when I first met you 30 years ago, October ako kasi on board sa Tatak Pilipino, but you were there earlier. So, bring me back to the time when you were planning the show.
At yung mga panahon na yun kasi very active pa ang development ng arts and culture. I remember I was doing Cafe Bravo.
Yeah.
Sila Tweetang, sila David Saldran, sila Apa. Kasabay nun ng Ryan Musikahan.
Yes.
And then, we thought of coming up with a more masa. I mean, kasi Cafe Bravo was really very, I would say, a bit elitist at the time.
Uh-huh.
So naghanap ng medyo masa, so binuo namin yung Tatak Filipino was really to highlight and to showcase Filipino arts and culture.
The footnote is that all these shows that Lauren mentioned were Gawad CCP awardees. Nung wala na rin ngayon, outlive mo na rin yung Gawad CCP award.
Oo nga, dami suki tayo nun sa Tatak Filipino rin sa Gawad CCP.
Then we had collections of really artistic pieces kasi yung trophy nila, art piece talaga, iba-ibang artist, kaya ang galing.
Kung alam nasan yun, nasa pahanap natin, pang ano na yun, pang museum na yun.
Oh, valuable yun, Lauren. Grabe, kasi yun yung mga kakaibang mga times natin nun. So, ang binuo niyo yung Tatak Pilipino to have, at medyo tumagal din naman yun. Kasi, although may mga reincarnation.
4 years, I think.
Yes. Although may reincarnations, iba yung mga threat na, mawawala na, pero may iba lang yung time slot. Kasi alam namin, pinaglalaban nyo yung show. Yeah. Tell us the grind, because I was with the young Ronald Arguelles doing researching and writing. I was with Wen de Ramas. Then ang kwento talaga ni Wen noon, inuutusan namin siyang interviewin si Doreen Fernandez. Tapos sa Ateneo. And so we were like swinging from everywhere, but we were happy doing it. How was that whole experience, Direk?
Working with a young, with very energetic and very idealistic people like you, coming from the academe that's trying to make some valuable material. We were all dedicated to showcasing talaga arts and culture at the time. Tama-tama, pero pinaalala mo sa akin si Wen. Si Wen, HMR graduate yan eh. Sinasabi, waiter siya dati ng Alex III. So sabi niya sa akin dati, pag inutusan ko siya mag-backpack, ibig sabihin to go out and shoot with a single camera, akala niya to wear a backpack. Ganun siya ka talagang clueless. Pero si Wen talaga, we'll just do it. Ano nga ba yun? O sige, go and go. So lahat ng mga tao nun sa team natin were really neophytes. Ang tanging bit-bit nila was just the passion to do something that will be beneficial to a lot of people nga. At saka yung gusto natin, arts and culture, Pinoy, nationalistic at that time. Yes.
And the first paycheck was 500 pesos. So
less 10%.
Mas mahal pa yung pamasahe or yung effort na pumunta, but we wanted to produce something good. And it was not easy because you wanted the segment Siksik. It was the precursor, I think, of Showbiz Lingo, which you also handled, no? So, parang ang nangyari, ang Siksik, may stand-upper yung mga trivias. Ang trabaho, Lauren, you were really so demanding. Can you take us back to the young Lauren?
Una-una yung workflow natin noon, diba? Dahil wala pang mga Google, wala pang mga Pupunta ka na National Library. Punta ka sa Ateneo Library, sa National Library, lahat ng UP Library.
Ano yung Chronicle Library?
Chronicle Library. Punta ka ng Phoenix Recording, yung mayroong mga yung mga vinyls.
Si Jello Serrano, yung tatay niya yung collector. Yung best friend ni Aga Mulak si Jello, di ba? So, best friend ko na si Jello after dahil yun, patip kami ng patip dun sa sa Phoenix Records and sa Kamuning. We did everything, Lauren. But you were a different Lauren then.
I was. Ako doon, halimaw ako doon. Ang tawag sa akin doon, the worst example of how bad I was, there was a mass resignation of the staff. I remember that. Luckily, you're not part of that because ang complaint sa akin nun, I was a slave driver and I was just pushing everybody to But at the time kasi I was uncompromising already of the level of excellence. So I suppose, and I was young, I didn't have the people people's skills at that time. So I was really pushing everyone to deliver. And I was conscious na dapat maganda ipapalabas natin on a weekly basis. We cannot settle for ano.
I appreciated that because yun nga parang the standards were set pero parang yun nga in media kasi at that time it seems like pero when people are churning out things for a weekly show, Lauren, parang nakakalimutan na yung action reflection action kasi action lang lahat, di ba? So you reminded us to like do we better every week. And it was hard to top it, di ba? Parang, But what were you looking then? Yes, excellence was of prime importance to the young Lauren. Until now naman. But what else? What else was the old Lauren about?
Well, up to now naman, I couldn't settle for hindi pwede yan o hindi makita yan. Diba? Parang you always have to find a way to look and research and interview people and beg, steal, or borrow.
Yeah.
And pakiusapan, wala naman tayong budget noon. Ang baba naman ang budget ng show na yun. It was really low budgeted show. And at the time, talagang pag may trivia, kailangan ng artista, abangan si Sharon sa Sharon Cuneta Show, hilahin sa kabilang studio, pakiusapan, mag-spill at mag-trivia. Lahat talaga goodwill and ano. So, at the time, we learned a lot by with producing with nothing, almost nothing. Talagang determination, resourcefulness, and makitungo sa tao. Pag nag-interview sa mga academic, kakatok sa mga professors ng Ateneo, ng UP, ng kung saang eskwelahan, di ba? To get resource people to speak and to share their knowledge. So talagang kung saan-saan. Pero ang mga materialis natin nakakaabot. My first ever trip abroad was because of the Top Filipino. We were invited to a Tam Tam video festival in Italy, and we were a finalist at the time for an episode we did about the Ifugao culture, and we sent that to them. It was my first time to travel to outside the country, so sobra akong grateful dyan sa programang to because of
No, and really, really good friendships were formed because of a common goal. I think that was it. Parang walang balat sibuyas pag si Lauren yung katrabaho kasi he may churn out or ask you to do the things na kailangan mong gawin. Well, you were really pushy, but it paid off. Well, I guess you were stern, yeah. But we really learned. Pero hindi ka naman bored.
Natutunan mo. Ano natutunan mo at ano yung complaint mo at the time?
Ako kasi, sabi ko, mas mabait ka kay Corina. Because we were the ones who started Balitang K. Pero nakakausap ka and you wanted people to reason with you. Yun yata parang the thing that I appreciated was pag kinausap ka ni Lauren, meron kang isasagot. Yung hindi alibi, hindi reason kung bakit hindi mo na-deliver, pero meron kang insight. Yun yung hindi ka magsasalita nang wala kang sasabihin. Yun yata yung natutunan ko nun. In as much as yung TV, katulad ng Tatak Pilipino, walang moment doon kasi 30 minutes lang nung umpisa, di ba? Talagang siksik siya talaga. So, kailangan merong sense. But take us back. Yun. Tatak Pilipino was our common ground, but take us back. This being a show from the university. I would want to know, did you really want to be in media from the start? I want the students to be inspired.
I wanted to be an architect. I wanted to. Naalala ko nung bata ako. May madyungan sa bahay namin. Nagmamadyung lagi nanay ko mga kapitbahay namin. So may madyung table doon, tsaka yung mga pizza, mga cubes. Ginagawa ko yung building. So feeling ko gusto ko maging architect. So when I after high school, I chickened out with a quota course kasi ang architecture sa UP.
Okay.
I'll probably find an easier course.
Which
that probably I can do better and then shift to a course that I really wanted. So, sabi ko, amass ko. Parang hindi naman talaga ako TV. Dati, pinapanood ko lang naman sa TV, mga Voltes 5, mga It Is Enough, mga Love Boat, yung mga mga English films, at mga cartoons na Sesame Street, yung mga pinapanood ko. So, pero hindi naman talaga yung, I want to work for television. Wala akong ganun. Tapos, nung pumasa ako sa UP, Mascom, my intent was just to study a year or two, but I eventually enjoyed the course. So I stuck it out in mass communication. Then after that, third year, nag-directing class, na-enjoy ko naman yung directing. And my professor, si Professor David, was very encouraging. So
Good.
that's how it started. When I got out of college, I applied in Channel 13 kay Ling Tan, who was my professor. Hindi ako tinanggap. Sama ko, hindi ako tinanggap. Hindi ako tinanggap. Yung pala nagkakaproblema na noon ng Channel 13 kasi ito yung time na magkakakudeta, magsasara at maggaganyan ng problema.
Oh, okay.
So I went to Channel 7. I wrote for Martin After Dark.
Martin, yes. Sinabi nila yon nung Martin After Dark ka.
Martin After Dark ako.
Alam ko you won't brag about it, but you're the Glory Awardee. Na, well, maraming mga bagong Glory Awardees, but Lauren was an awardee, I think 2 years ago, no? So
The first batch, actually.
the first batch, because Deo and Karen Davila will be awarded this year. But then, yun again, were you a diligent student? How were you as a student?
Nung bata ako,
Because you're nerdy, Lauren, ha? Well, as a person in
I was.
production.
medyo mahirap yung pinagdaanan ko ng kabataan eh. My solace was really studying school. School was really a source of ano sa akin. Gave me comfort, so I would study. At saka feeling ko kasi hindi ako matalino eh. So I really needed to study. Yun yung ano ko nung kabataan ko. But okay naman ako. I graduated with honors naman. High school naman. Ano naman, Veteran grad ako. Valedictorian naman ako nung high school.
The few. Sinasabi nga, dun sa post kong gano'n, Letran alumnus yan. Oo. And helping them also. Salamat. Parang yung looking back talaga and helping other people, hindi natin makakalimutan yan. So, yon yung sabi nila, parang they're proud of you because you've looked back and then helped them also. So, Letran and then UP. So, you were a studious, diligent student. Nasaan yung tambayan mo, Lauren, when you were in UP?
Definitely hindi ako AS kasi hindi ako alam mo na masosyal yung mga nasa AS tambayan sa mga bokoy at hindi ako doon.
I know.
I was a member of the Mascom. Sa Mascom ako. So, tambayan sa Mascom. And yung Live AIDS, kami yung first batch na nag-Live AIDS sa
Galing.
So,
Sa UP.
tradition. Ngayon, ganoon na rin sila. 30 years na rin ang Live AIDS.
Yes.
That was our pet project. I was the MEMCOM chairman of the Mascom at the time.
My God! Those are legacy projects, Lauren. So, sino yung mga naging kaibigan mo that ultimately went to media? Mga kapanabayan mo in UP?
Naku, sila Chris Violago.
Yes.
Lahat ng yan. Sila
Galing.
Noel Ferrer.
Yes.
Iwa-hiwalay kami. Si Sen was also from sa Mascom. Si Sen. Marami naman kaming napunta sa media. Pero nagkahiwa-hiwalay kami ng may nasa Channel 7, may nasa Channel 4, ako nasa Channel 2, Channel 13. So nagkahiwa-hiwalay kami. But marami na nag-advertising.
Yeah. Ang palagi sinasabi sa atin, when Marilu Diaz-Abayas, so teacher naman sa Ateneo, sinasabi, I don't want to lose you to advertising because that's easy money. My latent function in teaching is to get you to working in media. So, yun yung sinasabi. But tell us about, let's pay tribute to your favorite professors. Kanino ka natuto?
Professor David.
Wow.
My TV production professor.
Mm-hmm.
Gigi Alfonso was also our advisor for sa Mascom. Marami. Sila Orly Mercado was a teacher also. Dami naman sa UP naman, di ba? Maraming like Ateneo. Ayan naman ang niyan, magagaling ang mga teachers.
But whose advice did you keep? Ano yung advice ng isang guro na binabalikan mo, Lauren, dun sa in your media career? Sino yung nag-stick sa'yo na tipong, ito yung talagang parang valuable sa akin hanggang ngayon?
Professor David, Evelyn David was really
Anong sabi?
Instrument because two things. She played Cupid with me and my wife. We was a year younger in Mascom as well.
Galing.
And then she was pushing for excellence talaga. Yung talagang siya yung tipong hindi pwede, konting mali. 5 ka sa mo, konti lang ha, yung talaga ganun siya ka particular. But we knew, pag during class, sobrang stricta. Talagang, hindi
Good.
sila yung headset namin, ginagawa mo, ganyan. Pero pagkatapos ng klase, when you talk to her, alam mong, she cared for the students. And she was a professor that was really, either you survive her, matakot ka, matraumatize ka, pero if you survive her, sobrang madami ka matututunan sa kanya. So,
I was about to ask that because we were in a generation na parang may dichotomy ng strict teachers, the terror teachers, and the ones who are really parang yung magiging kaibigan mo after. So, kanino ka mas naging receptive? Yung mga stricto or yung parang more open to learning if people are more relaxed?
Doon sa mga may genuine care, nararamdaman mo naman eh. I also had a lot of, in my formative years in high school, I had, hanggang ngayon, we're still close. Miss Marco was my advisor in second year high school, was also a Glee Club advisor, was also, marami rin ako natutunan sa kanya. Siya naman talaga motherly rin. Although she was a former nun, talagang, marami siyang, siyempre high school, teenager, angsty tayo mga panahon na yun, di ba? Marami siyang mga advices and guidance and even just quiet understanding. Laking tulong sa mga batang kabataan na mga boys, all boys school kami noon, siyempre.
Galing. Yung community mo ba nung high school or yung nasa college ka, binabalik-balikan mo even until now? Because I think there was a time in ABS nung nag-IL na tayo na sabi, have a life outside media, outside ABS-CBN. You've always encouraged that, no?
Yeah. The 25th year reunion ng high school, the Jubilee, is always very important.
Yes.
So that reconnected me with my high school friends. So up to now, since then, we've been very close. Yun yung grupong tawag, pag pamilya ko alam nila, the bros. Yun yung grupo ko ng high school friends. And then I have my blockmates in college. I also have my Samascom group. And then of course my ABS group. So medyo naman diverse naman yung grupo ko. Hindi iba-iba naman yung kasi importante nga, as we said, you need to be connected with a lot of different groups. You cannot always be with just office mates and colleagues and friends in the company. But although a lot of my friends are really from ABS and from the industry, Noel.
And that was a healthy balance. Really a healthy balance when you're rooted dun sa pinagmulan mo. Tapos yun, parang the common values will not keep you astray. So, when you forayed into television, of course, choice yun, no? Parang kala ka namin, dun ka na natutulog sa ABS during that time.
Dinadala ako ng damit at pagkain. I remember when we were doing the Olympics and Miss Universe in ABS. Those were times na dinadala ako ng damit at pagkain ng asawa ko sa opisina.
That was it. So, I took my master's in the middle of Tatak Pilipinas. So, parang mamaya pag-usapan natin yan because your legacy is really training a lot of people. Hindi ka man nag-formal teaching. Although, did you try teaching ever?
Just recently, I was head of communications of Letran.
Very good.
Before everything happened,
the lockdown.
I still managed my time at the time. 2 years ago, I was I taught in UP for 2 SEMs, and then in Letran for a couple of SEMs, and then recently I was invited to be communications chairman. So, but I only survived it for a year because sobrang dami nangyari sa ABS-CBN.
Yeah, I know. But with that, Lauren, parang ano yung learning? Kasi there's always that balance between the creativity in media and the discipline in academe, no? Ano yung na-satisfy sa'yo when you taught again?
It's when you with your students, iba yung sa vocation, di ba? Alam mo yun, you're imparting your knowledge at saka yung wisdom at saka yung being very careful. I was balancing yung complaint kasi natin dati, parang pumunta ka sa industriya, ibang-iba siya doon sa tinuturo kasi sa eskwelahan parang everything was just bookish, everything was just technical and what have you. iba yung when you're out there and you had to make choices and compromises na nakakaano yun. So I was conscious to prepare the students na
Galing.
ito yung buong mundo, ito yung totoong mundo, ito naman yung dapat. Diba? This is what is being taught us. But pag nandun ka, especially the Philippine setup, ibang-iba talaga yan.
Ang ganda lang kasi parang kaya gustong-gusto natin na merong practitioners na nagtuturo, 'di ba? Yung balance ng ideal sa reality. So, doon sa nangyaring 'yon, did you see some differences? Hindi ba naramdaman mo ba yung doon sa classroom the students will give you everything. There's plurality of ideas. When in fact, in the workplace, parang sinisecond guess kung ano yung magugustuhan mo. Parang ganon. Parang just to please you. Parang ganon. Kasi, yun, may reputasyon na kasama.
Pag estudyante ka kasi, mas carefree, di ba? Mas willing to experiment and to ano. And I was encouraging that as well. Gusto ko yung mga estudyante na, sige lang, there. This is the time and place that you could experiment, commit mistakes, learn from your mistakes. Pag nasa trabaho ka, mas mahirap yun eh. Malaking at stake. Saka pag nasa network ka, meron ka talagang susundan na some templates or some guidelines or some KPIs na kailangan o nag-rate ka, kumikita ka. Mahirap yung mga mas mahirap talaga pag nasa trabaho.
Ang galing ng Lauren, hindi ko ma-imagine kasi ako may nag-UP Ateneo na turo. Pero ikaw, you went to Letran? As in, walang Zoom, di ba? Hindi online learning. Talagang binuno mo yon. Was it a Saturday?
And the traffic would going there, really. Wednesdays and Saturdays.
My God. In Ateneo, I would request for a Saturday class na 3 hours kung minsan. No? Pero yun nga, I've given it up because, so sabi ko, gawa na lang ako ng ganitong radio program because I didn't like checking papers. Ikaw ba? Na kaya mo pang mag-check ng mga papel?
Kailangan eh. Some naman, but mas mas projects, mas on the spot activity simulations, mas gusto ko yung ganun eh. Mas ayoko masyado mahabang mga na pwede naman pagawa sa iba. Diba? Ayoko na mga
Tama yun. But what kind of teacher were you? You were, swerte nila kasi nag-mellow ka na. Oo.
Mas, ano naman ako, I'd like interacting with students. I'd like hearing them out. I'd like asking questions. And I'd like them to come up with their own opinion. Kasi yun na mahirap eh. As early as, while you're still in school, dapat meron ka ng, na-form mo na yung opinion mo, na-form mo na yung gusto mo. Yun ang importante, you discover what you want. Because if not, kakapain mo pa lang yun pag nagtatrabaho ka, mas mahirap yun.
At yun, ano mo yan eh, parang legacy mo yun, yung formed yung opinion, you know what you stand for, para ano man yung dumating, grounded ka. Parang yun, nakatayo kang ganon. Let's backtrack again. No? So, after Tatak Pilipino, so Cafe Bravo, those cultural shows, after Tatak Pilipino, you went Showbiz Linggo, you went Melon J. Yes, you were Melon J. Parang that was a whole different family because yun nga, parang we were in an isolated office doon sa kabilang building. So it was parang ang saya lang ng persona at saka mababait yung mga tao. Actually, nagtatalaban yung mga taong nandun na nagtatrabaho. But you did ang TV.
I directed, yes. So I started directing for Mr. M. Was also one of my mentors.
Yes.
So siya yung nagdala sa akin din sa ang TV. So ako may hawak ng mga bata. So si Mr. M, sa akin yung mga makukulit na bata, sila Paulo Contis, sila Camille Prat, nasa akin yan, yung pangapansin na yun.
So at that time, parang ginugroom ka na ng panahon, Lauren, into what you are now. Parang it seems like you're mentoring these stars or your eye for people na sisikat, pero kailangan tama yung values, nandun na maaga pa lang. So, also, Juday would really speak highly of you bilang tatay niya kasi, well, from our ASAP, you did yung gimmick, di ba? So,
gimmick muna with sila Juday.
Yeah.
Gimmick. And then gimmick. Magkaiba yung gimmick at gimmick.
Yes. Parang sabi niyang ganun, parang nandun ka talaga na nakadestino into shaping those young minds. No, after doing the cultural stuff and yung mahihirap ng mga production. So you concentrated really on shaping young minds. Was that conscious?
Una-una, Noel, wala talaga pinlano sa karir ko. lahat parang, pag may dumarating, I'm the type of person who just grab it and, I will not say no to an opportunity. I'll grab it and I'll just do it. Nung nabibigay yung mga projects yun sa akin, wala ako ng oo. Kasi to me, it's a growth area.
That's
I was comfortable with the young kids and with yung mga nagsisimula sa career. I'm really more comfortable with them than working with the veteran stars kasi intimidated ako sa kanila. I felt I didn't need to prove anything pag ang katabaho ko mga baguhan. So, mas enjoy ako dun sa proseso yun. And siguro mas you feel younger
Yeah.
working with mga bagets at mga ano. So, na-enjoy ko yun. So, pagkatapos nun, from mga bagets na ganyan, hanggang sa teenagers, napunta naman ako sa napunta rin naman ako sa soap. Meron naman akong soap na ginawa. Pero nag-Calvento Files muna ako. That was one of my...
That's what I wanted to because yun parang logical progression ng lahat ng mga efforts ng tao. Kala nila talaga ang Diyos director. Or yun yung pinaparamdam, no? So, you became a film director and people were just so supportive of you. Ayaw mong mag-brag, but Calvento Files is in one of those lists of good debuts. No? So, but it was, for me, vintage Lauren because it was a mix of reality, of yun ba, documentary, and yun nga, fiction. Did you really like that material to be your first film?
Well, backtrack lang ako. ABS sent me to learn because I was an executive. My track was a producer first. I was an executive producer for a lot of projects.
yes.
And then I had a taste of that on TV. Then I said I wanted to get seriously into directing. I asked Mr. M at that time if I can study abroad. Mr. M was the head of programming at the time of production. So napadala naman ako sa States. I was able to study crash course ng 3 months. Then exposure trip. Pagbalik ko, in-offer sa akin itong docudrama which was Calvento Files alongside Gimmick. So isang massacre material at isang teen material. So, kaya maisipin mo na lang kung gaano ka yung distorted, di ba, yung ano ko. Pero buti na lang, once a week pareho yung project. I could do it.
Yeah.
I'd do 2 days of Calvento Files, which was, ang trip ko pa noon, Noel, gusto ko actual location.
Yes.
Actual location yung crime na ginawa, and I really would like to there were really memorable episodes that I did na sinasabihan sa akin direct nandiyan yung suspect sa tabi natin. One time I remember Joel Torre, there was a massacre na nilagay siya sa ilalim, yung actual character nilagay sa ilalim ng lababo. So doon ko rin nilagay si Joel na nakasako. So sabi ni Joel sa akin ng direct, iba yung feeling din sa loob. So yung mga ganun kaming So it was good na, and at that time I started the style. Ayoko kasi mag-ulit pag gumawa ako ng massacre scene. Ayoko siyang chopped up masyado. So as much as possible,
Real.
tinatawag real and tinutuhog. One shot para hindi siya nakakapagod for all the artists as well. So that was tuhog na yan. Gawin na natin yan, buuin natin yung eksenang yan. So we will choreograph it, we'll shoot it, and then we'll edit it into a powerful eksena. Nag-work naman yun. So
Pero umiiyak sa akin si Roda. Kapatid ko yun, na tipong talagang siya yung, pero mahal na mahal ka nun. Kasi parang ito yung mga anak mo na talagang, you exacted excellence from them too. Talagang real hard work. Siya talaga yung conduit kay Tony Calvento during that time. So, it was that. But until you went doing films, no? Parang, ang ganda lang, Lauren, kasi parang finally people were celebrating you because people were waiting for that directorial debut. Did you cherish it?
I was lucky that at a young age I was given a chance by Star Cinema to direct a movie.
Yeah.
And the first project now was Calvento Files, the movie, which was a twin bill, me and Michael De Mesa.
Yeah.
So si Claudine was my star at the time with Peter, Mylene. So did I cherish it? It was memorable. It was quite an experience. Kasi hindi naman ako anak ng pelikula eh. Talaga ako, TV talaga orientation.
Yeah.
So I liked it because ibang shelf life ng ng materyales sa pampelikula.
That's true.
Sabi ko ngayon, pag babalik ako sa directing, I'll do a movie instead of a TV show.
Yes. And something that you really want to do, no? So, because yun, sabi mo nga 5 lang yun, pero special yun. All of my life ka, kakaiba kasi nag-travel kayo, di ba? And mahirap yung limitation na iisang lugar at lahat doon mangyayari. You did Now That I Have You,
with John Lloyd.
with John Lloyd. Okay rin naman. Tapos,
I did the Gimmick the Reunion.
Gimmick the Reunion na yun, ano? And I Love You So with, tama ba yun? Bea, Sam, and Direk Laurenti.
I also did horror, Magandang Hating Gabi, which was my second film. A trilogy. After that trilogy of horror, sabi ko, ayoko nagawa na horror, pagod na pagod ako.
So, cinema was a break.
It was a natural progression to my career growth.
Yes.
It parang everything led up to me learning those, from producing to directing TV to doing films to going back to production again to heading. Parang nagdudugtong-dugtong yung mga nangyayari sa akin.
Ano yung lesson dun sa paggawa ng pelikula, Lauren? Ano yung takeaway mo dun sa 5 pelikula or mas marami pa naman na mga pelikula? And it was significant that you said kung gagawa ka, kung magdidirect ka, gusto mo susunod pelikula ulit.
Ano kasi sa akin, a pelikula talaga is a director's medium.
Totoo naman.
Dapat importante yung sinasabi nga nila Direk Marilu, di ba? You need to have a statement. Importante, cohesive ang pelikula eh. Lahat kung panonoorin mo parang okay, maganda o hindi, pero hindi nila alam bawat detalye na nakikita mo sa pelikula, pinag-iisipan yun. Yung kulay ng suot niya, kaduktong ba yan ng character, lahat yan, it's a more tedious process. It takes longer to do a film, a beautiful film, a strong film with a significant statement, a cohesive material, and a powerful one. So, maano siya, you ubus lakas, ubus panahon, pero it can be either fulfilling. At pag nagpalabas ka ng pelikula, kasi feeling mo talaga ako, at yung feeling ko lagi noon, parang ako nakahubad pag pinapalabas yung pelikula kasi you're very open to a lot of criticism. Ako pa naman medyo social media nung panahon na yun. Imagine mo, sobrang bashing at sa panlalait siguro but
Buti na lang.
Ganun you're talagang vulnerable to a lot of things as a filmmaker, but also a material for you to express yourself. So I feel it also takes a lot of maturity for filmmakers because meron kang kailangang i-impart which is both overt or subliminal na sinasabi mo sa materialis ay papalabas mo.
Galing. Lauren, we took a look at you na bilang teacher, bilang estudyante, at bilang boss, no? Pero as a director, kumusta ka?
Kumusta ako? Tanungin mo sila Nancy Arcega, mga production designer ko, mga associate, si Kathy na naging associate director ko, AD ko for a lot of my projects. Mahirap, I suppose, kasi I was also very hard on myself. I pass that on to the people I work with. Not because I just want to make life difficult, but
excellence.
The excellence, and you always think na it can get better, it can be better, and you want to do something that you all want to be proud of. So, karga mo rin naman lahat ng trabaho ng mga taong kasama mo, hindi lang naman yan about you. So,
totoo naman yun. And then, after those films, it seems like you've embraced your fate now as a network boss. No, as a newbie in the business, when I met you 30 years ago, I knew, and I wouldn't be surprised if you'd be a president of a network. Because you were cut out. No, you were really cut out for it, Lauren. But well, of course, on hindsight, sabi mo nga, nagulat nga ako na hindi mo plinano lahat nito. Kailan mo na-embrace yung, ito yung calling ko bilang network administrator?
I didn't have the time to really ponder on ito ba talaga yung embrace ko na to or what have you. Kasi alam mo naman ang industriya natin, di ba? Sobrang bilis na nangyayari.
Yes.
Sa sobrang dami nangyayari, parang everyday is a learning for me. Bakit ba pumunta sa management? Because when I was a director, I felt decisions were being passed on to us and we couldn't understand where it's coming from. If you're part of management, you are part of the decision making and you understand the context. So
Correct.
kaya ako napasok dun sa but I was a very insecure corporate person because ang ano ko kasi, ang track ko mostly on the creative side. Yun yung growth ko, di ba? The director, the ano. Well, I was a producer, but it was also a creative producer getting into directing. So jumping into management was sort of a big leap for me, and I felt really insecure. When I was 50, when I turned 50, Noel, I took up my MBA. I studied again. Because that was how inadequate I felt being in the corporate world. I felt I needed to know how to run a business and how to manage. Parang for the longest time, uwido yung nangyari sa buhay ko. I was doing it and I was learning along the way. So I was working, I was corporate person at the same time. I would fly in and out of Singapore just to take on my MBA. I finished it in 2 years. I finished it in 16 months.
And we didn't give you a hard time negotiating because you would like sit over in mga contract signing and then eventually aalis na naman siya. But Lauren, that was it. Parang you never stopped learning. You really never stopped learning. And we needed that person, lalo na pag creative, no? We needed that person to give us the context, the big picture. And you became that. The person who would spell to us the big picture, to understand the bigger picture. Did you enjoy it? Or are you enjoying it now?
What I was and what I went through months before July and years before that, totally different from where I am now. Now is a new, exciting, challenging, can be depressing, can be scary. It's a new business case. The learnings are talagang ibang-iba. Am I prepared for this? Parang ang feeling ko talaga, I was never prepared for this.
Okay, ganun na. So we're going there. Ang ganda lang sa usap na to, hindi natin alam saan pupunta, pero gusto kitang yakapin sa next segment na to. Lauren, I never thought you'd be going out of your way answering yung misconceptions and those lies hurled against ABS at one point. I knew you were fighting and I knew you had to be strong for your people. But to really go out on media, posting, rationalizing or giving them reason, giving them the facts, was something na tipong, ay, si Lauren na nagsalita. At pag si Lauren nagsalita, yan na, tanggapin nyo na. Hindi ka nagpapa-interview nung una. Talaga. Kasi ayaw mo makigulo dun sa maingay ng proseso. But what prodded you to like really release statements during that time?
Nung umpisa talaga, feeling ko na wala rin yung boses ko. I think the whole experience was really trying to silence a lot of people. And that was an effect on me also. Hindi ko na alam ano yung gusto kong sabihin, ano yung sasabihin ko, ano ba yung tamang sabihin. Parang to be quiet is
a sin.
So there was just a point na kailangan kahit papano kasi everybody was just groping for some answers to questions. And I had some information that I could share with people and I felt it was my responsibility to give that information and to share some knowledge and to share some, just to make people aware na ito po yung nangyayari sa amin, ito talaga yung pinagdadaanan, ito yung katotohanan namin, di ba? Kasi nababali yan eh. Minsan yung katotohanan, nababali na yan. Witness naman natin yan. Pwede namang sabihin ito, ganyan. So minsan questionin mo na rin, ano nga ba talaga totoo? Hindi. But as long as you're true to yourself, you know what is the truth for yourself and for your own reality, nobody can question that. So,
ang ganda. But what was the tipping point for you, Lauren? Did you feel sick? Di ba nag-manifest ba yan sa sarili mo ng health? Or was it attitudinal? Parang ganun. Naramdaman mo na, oy, sobra na to.
Yung katawan natin ang unang nag-react. Minsan malakas ang utak natin, malakas ang loob natin. Pero yung katawan natin, siya talaga nag-react sa stress. I had a very bad back problem. Up to now, I'm still nursing a frozen shoulder. And I think it all started, last year pa to, when we were preparing for the hearing, since last year naman we were preparing for the hearing, until talagang nag-peak siya, sumabay talaga yung sakit ng balikat ko. Hanggang ngayon, sumasakit ang balikat ko na almost na parang frozen shoulder siya. So, nag-manifest siya sa katawan natin. So, yun. Pero, ano talaga, resilience to eh. Talagang, ano to, grit and ano, na hindi naman ako napatay nito. So, kailangan tumayo ka lang at lumaban ka lang. Everything that's being thrown at us. Kung totoo naman, kung mali kami, di tatanggapin namin, mag-apologize kami, babaguhin namin. Hanggang ngayon naman, ganun ang ginagawa namin. And the learning taught us to reassess our position, reassess ourselves, reassess how we do things. And the good ones, we would improve on. The criticisms that will make us a better organization, we're working on it up to this point. Yung mga mali, talagang hindi na lang namin na mga sa puntong ito, ang hirap makipag-argue, wala naman tama or mali, di ba?
Totoo.
Always,
Di ba?
okay.
Na dapat meron. Kasi talagang meron namang tama at mali. Pero, Lauren, yun nga, parang at one point, parang buti na lang hindi ka sinogo doon. You were articulate. I don't know. If you were there at the floor sa House of Representatives during that time, what would your demeanor have been?
Our CEO and President already set the tone
Yes,
that we wanted to present also, because really, we were in a very unique situation.
I know.
Even if a lot of things were we being accused of, parang if it was the fault of the entire industry, kami lang ang being accused of doing it. Parang, okay, sige, sasagot na rin namin. Is this the price of being an industry leader, di ba? So, sige, tanggapin namin kung ano yung kung mali nga, sabi ka na, president na namin, hindi naman kami perfect.
That's
Mga mali. So, actually, I was afraid I might lose my cool if I were there on the floor. Takot ako, baka I won't be as cool as Carlo and Tita Cory and the other officers. They were all...
Yeah. But you would have given them one-liners na talagang with the dagger look, Lauren. Iba yung epektong yon kasi, well, whether they get it or not, at least napakawalan mo yun. Kasi they were also civil and they were also polite. And God bless them. Ibang klaseng pagkocontrol nun. But I guess you met them after, no? And you had an assessment. Did you see yourself doing that on the Congress floor?
I was happy I was not part of it. I was part of the preparation.
Yeah.
I helped the team that went to face in the House of Representatives. I was afraid that kung kailangan talaga ng reinforcement, lahat kami mapapatawag at buti na lang hindi naman kami napatawag. But watching it also was excruciatingly painful for us. So,
that's true.
I don't know kung dapat andun na lang kami o...
No, but you were on standby. You were the one giving statements for TV Patrol. At least, in-embrace mo yan.
A couple of times lang naman. Yes, because sobrang ang daming ginagawa ng mga bossing. So, syempre, hindi na naman natin sila ma-expect na humarap. So, there were occasions naman na kinailangan ko ring tumulong. So, yun na lang yung maitutulong ko.
That's true. Learning, Lauren, ano yung mga natutunan mo during that process from when we started 2020 at yung now that ABS is shut down?
Wow, Noel. Ang hirap isipin nga ngayon. It's a simple question, pero ano pa ba? This is a test of our characters. Di ba? Pinag-usapan kami. You're tested right now. Sino ba talaga yung kaibigan mo, kakampi mo, sino pa talaga yung tunay mong kapamilya. Who will be with you, will stand by you, not only in happy times, but in very trying times like this one. So, masakit yun. Masakit pagdaanan yun, but it's a reality na hinaharap namin. There's always a place for improvement, for betterment of yourself and of the organization. And pag dumaan ka sa masakit na proseso, iniintay ko rin yung, I think I read it somewhere. Parang pagpapanday yan
Yeah.
Dadaan ka sa paghihinang, di ba? And that's yan, the burning and the talagang masakit yan. But it also makes you stronger. So nandun pa lang kami sa proseso na masakit pa kaming hinihinang. But hopefully, after this process, this journey, will really come out as leaders individually will be stronger because we were never prepared. I don't the double dagok of the COVID, the pandemic, and the denial of our franchise was just too much we're unprepared for that. We're unprepared for that. But lagi naman yan, di ba? Magkaroon ka lang, manalig ka lang, have faith that the tough times will also end and we will be stronger after this. So, ano to, ano pa to, nasa proseso pa ako, nandun pa ako sa pain, anger, ano pa ako to.
Wala na yung questioning, wala nang ganon.
Wala na.
Pero,
haharapin mo eh. You just need to be courageous enough to face it eh. Noel, as simple as, I had a hint already na i-deny yung franchise namin. Yung just sitting there and waiting for that judgment. Kaya ko ba to? Hindi. But I told myself, hindi. Harapin at papakinggan. Kasi pwede ko namang hindi pakinggan eh. At hintayin ko na lang, di ba? Pero iba pa rin yung hindi. Kailangan marinig natin to. Marinig ko at that moment na sinabi. That moment that I will be with everyone. The silence of the executive office when the verdict was given. I needed to experience that, di ba? that moment. So, kailangan mo daanan yung sakit. Kung hindi ka matututo eh. Hindi mo ma-appreciate lahat ng sayang. This is a golden opportunity for learning as well for us.
Galing, you really have to feel your pain. Kasi kinailangan. Kanino mo vinent yan, Lauren? Sino yung outlet mo? Was that Lisa or was that your child?
Alam mo, okay na rin na magkakasama pamilya na nagkaroon ng quarantine dahil the comfort of home and family was really what allowed me to go through also the painful process. And truly, the officers of ABS-CBN and my bosses, Tita Cory, and my colleagues, sila Deo, sila Ruel, we've also found solace and comfort in just being together and going through this process. Kung mag-isa talaga mahirap to. Pero yung alam mong mayroon ka namang kadamay at mayroon kang kasama sila Roda, sila Jeannie, lahat yan. Yes. I think we became closer now.
Yeah. A stronger family. So, parang ngayon, ito yung, tama ka, pagpaproseso pa rin, tapos yung sabay-sabay kayong naghihilom. Pero the good thing is that I heard you're starting to call back people because there was suddenly new hope with Zoe TV and other projects, other assignments that you'll face. So we'll take a break. So hindi mo na notice, isang oras na tayo, nagdadaldalan lang tayo, but I learned a lot from you already. And this relaxed talk will be joined by some people we love. After the short break, we'll have from Radyo Katipunan. So, but thank you very much. So, tapos na yung looking back. Now we look forward. It seems... Oo nga eh, pero Diyos ko, naaliw lang ako kasi parang it's not with the dictates. Oh, in the next gap na, no, I'm parang dinidikta mo yung pace and yun. Lauren, ang dami mo palang pinagdaanan. Lalo na nung nag-start yung 2020. So, we'll have more of those when we come back. Thank you. Ang saya.
Ano bang haba?
Dalawang on.
and the snow-capped mountains white. From a distance, the ocean meets the stream, and the eagle takes to flight. From a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land. It's the voice of hope, it's the voice of peace, it's the voice of every man. From a distance, the world sings Silent Night, like a soft embracing song. From a distance, the words sound sweet and clear, and all is bright and calm. From a distance, we are instruments marching in a common band, playing songs of hope, playing songs of peace. They're the songs of every man.
God is watching.
God is watching.
God is watching.
I know He's watching
God is watching us.
from a distance.
As you stay, you're the first to know when the angel did say.
From a distance, you look like my friend, even though we are at war. From a distance, I just cannot comprehend what all this fighting's for. From a distance, there is harmony. Do you hear it echo through the land? It's the song of joy, it's the song of peace, it's the heart of every man in the season of universal love. This is the song of every man.
God is watching us.
God is watching.
watching.
I know He's watching
God is watching us.
from a distance. God is watching us. God is watching. I know He's watching. God is watching us from a distance.
Sleep in harmony.
Gawin mo na para lumipad.
sa workshop?
Muna kayang palampasin, wag na wag. Muna kayang palampasin, wag na wag. Muna kayang
Ganun talaga, no? Yung kung meron ka, bibigay mo. Pero kung wala ka, dadamayan ka naman ng mga... Ganun talaga, old school, very ate guy. Anyway, we're live na. At this point, yung looking forward yung ano natin. So tapos na tayo sa looking back. But then, I'd like to extend that a bit by us being joined by friends. I know, ayun, yung pagkakasala ko kay Lauren, umalis ako agad to pursue my master's because I had to teach in the Ateneo. It's a requirement talaga mag-master's ka bago ka magturo sa college. So, ang iniwan ko sa kanyang legacy siguro or assurance na things will be okay were people from the academe or from Ateneo na naging disipulo rin naman niya. And now, 2 of them will be joining us. May isang hindi kami inimbitahan kasi pag in-invite daw namin siya, wala nang makakapagsalita. So, silang dalawa yung nandito. So, let them in na Justin. Nandito na sila. So, ayan. Sabi na, so, hindi ka talaga makakaalpas. Ayun, dito, ayan. Unang nagpakita sa si Raim Dizon. Ayan, si Raim ay kasama namin sa student council. Nabutan ko, Raim, what batch were you in Ateneo?
91 high school, 95 college, sir.
95 college, what course was that?
IS, sir.
IS.
Interdisciplinary studies.
Okay. So, there. And then, one of the people we've worked with in Tatak Filipino, and now hanggang ngayon, ayan, lolo na nga yung tawag sa'yo, inaanak mo rin yung mga anak, yung anak niya. Tapos son, kasama talaga sa pamilya. Sabi niya, siya yung nagsabi na kami lang dapat dalawa ni Rim kasi pag nagdagdag ka pa, hindi na kayo.
Ganun lang, Noel.
Si Nipoy ang tawag natin, but Jeannie Monteagudo, who is really someone we love. Nipoy, anong batch?
93.
93.
Hi,
So,
Direk.
yan. Okay,
So, surprise.
Nipoy, ikaw yung nakasama namin sa Tatak Filipino before I went back to academe, no? How was it meeting Lauren the first time?
Naku, Diyos ko. Ayun yung unforgettable. Kasi sobrang unforgettable kasi yung first episode ko was Lea Salonga's episode sa Merlin J. So, sobrang ganda. Day before. So, special episode siya.
Okay.
Tapos, meron siyang isang listahan ng mga pinapahanap sa akin from Direk, yung bola na, Jackstone.
Okay.
Ang picture ng crush ni Lea nung nasa OB Montessori at kung ano-ano pa. Back to back, pinapahanap niya for tomorrow's episode.
Yellow page.
Yes, Direk.
Yellow pan.
At sabi ko, okay, I'll try. Sabi niya, no, move mountains. Okay po. Talagang hindi ko makakalimutan. Parang, okay po. Yun lang ang nasagot ko. Pero nabigay ko naman.
Kita mo, nagawa niya.
Oo, so parang yun ang benchmark ko. Pag ABS, hindi pwedeng wala. Hindi pwedeng hindi pwede. Yun.
Oo, yun. Good game. Ikaw naman, what was your first encounter with Direk Lauren?
Si Direk Lauren kasi yung nag-interview sa akin for ABS-CBN, no? so dumating ako, naka-necktie pa ako eh. Di ba typical typical Atenista, di ba? Naka-necktie, tapos dumating na siya, tapos parang mupo ako doon sa tabi niya. Tapos
Pinaghintay kita, sabi mo, pinaghintay kita.
Yeah, oo. They called me at 9 a.m. Dumating si Direk at 5 p.m. kasi galing taping ng Calveto. I was there. I really waited for Direk Lauren. Tapos nakakurbata pa ako noon. So I wasn't naka-necktie. Tapos unang-una niyang tinanong sa akin, do you really dress up that way? Sabi niya sa akin. sabi ko, I'm just trying to impress you. Sabi ko. Kasi sabi ko, parang if you look around, sabi niya ganyan, walang nagbibihis ng ganyan dito. Sabi niya ganyan. Tapos, sinabi niya sa akin, there were 3 things yata I can still remember from that interview. Sinabi niya sa akin, unang-una, if you accept the job, sabi niya, mabilis lang, parang you'll earn more than managers in banks. So sabi ko, that sealed the deal.
Pera ka pala doon.
So sabi ko, okay na ito. Tapos pangalawa, aside from yun, yung kung hindi ganyan nagbibihis yung mga tao in ABS-CBN. Yun na nga, yung I'll earn more than managers in banks. Pangatlo, tinanong niya ako, ano bang gusto mong show? Sabi niya ganyan, anong gusto mong gawin? So aside from news, kasi I really wanted to do news at that time, sabi niya, this is different because this is production.
Yeah.
Sabi niya, sa production, anong gusto mong gawin? So sabi ko, at that time, I was really a fan of Ang TV.
Okay.
So sabi ko, gusto ko po Ang TV, parang ganyan. Anong pinakaayaw mo? Sabi niya ganun. During that time, I was waiting from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. May mga dumadating na umiiyak. Mga PAs yata yun ng isang show. So I asked the guard, kwentuhan ko na yung guard at that time. Sabi ko, ba't umiiyak yung mga yun? Sabi niya ganyan, galing po yan sa Calvento Files, bagong programa. Yan yata ang pinakamahirap. Yan po yung pinakamahirap na show ngayon dito sa ABS-CBN. Sabi ko, ganun ba? Sabi ko, kakaawa naman yung mga production assistant, umiiyak. Hulas-hulas talaga sila. Galing taping.
And you were put there. Doon ka nilagay? Saan ka nilagay?
Sinabi ko, ayoko, sabi niya, anong ayaw mo? Sabi ko, ayoko po mag-Calvento Files. The following day, pinapunta na niya ako sa taping ng Calvento Files.
Oh my God.
I got a job, I was happy, pero I was in Calvento Files.
Si Direk may pagkasadista yan.
Oo nga eh.
Ako natawa yung asawa ko, alam. Kilala ako.
Oo. Yung dati, yung kami ni Roda, umiiyak sa harap niya kasi merong special sa tatak na 1940s. So, hahanap kami ng costume, lahat, props, lahat. Tapos hirap na kami, tapos umiiyak na kami. Tapos pinagtawanan niya lang kami habang umiiyak kami. Kasi natatawa siya na parang, dahil kinarir naman namin. Pero natatawa siya na ganun kami ka-invested dun sa project. Tapos, masamang-masama na yung loob namin sa kanya. Pero, wala lang, tinawanan niya lang kami. Direk, naalala mo ba yun? Ha?
That was also assuring, di ba? Yun yung kakaiba niyang lambing, Carino Brutal kasi, di ba? Hindi siya mapagbigay ng major. Ngayon na nga lang nagbibigay ng mga cakes yan at pakain, di ba? Pero
ibig sabihin lang he trusts you.
That's true. But earlier,
well, you're talking to the top producers right now, ABS.
Of course.
Who heads I Want TFC and Raymond, who heads Star Hunt and a lot of reality shows.
And they're the people, you said, no? Parang na-test na yung character. Maraming magagaling, Lauren. You'd meet a lot of people na magagaling. Yun nga sabi namin, Jenny kanina, tsaka Raym. Pero iba yung magagaling na mababait. Itong tao, dalawang to, mabubuting tao to from before. Yun naman.
Hindi na rin sila mabait ngayon.
Oo. Kasi natuto na kami kay Direk.
No. Pero pagkatao.
Iba yung training namin before.
Yung pagkatao nila iba.
Yeah.
Iba yung, lagi kong inaano yan, kino-complain ko dati. Pag atinista, makikwit naman kagad yan. Pero sasabihin naman sa akin, pero kasama mo po si Raymond, si Jeannie, sila sabi.
Kaya nga wala si MQ ngayon, isa pa yun.
My trusted, I've realized a lot of my trusted people were recommended by you also, Noel, but also they're from Ateneo. And so of course, it's a mix. But, mahal ko itong dalawang taong to at yung iba pang since way back kasama ko. Yung actually, lahat na napahirapan ko.
Sabi nga ni Poy kanina na naging halimaw talaga siya. And it was a face, no? You saw that?
Ako? Oo. Yung kunwari, Tatak Pilipino nag-air ng Saturday. Tapos Monday, meeting yan eh.
Yes.
So pag tahimik yung buong cubicle, alam mong may palpak sa airing. Tapos may mapapagalitan. Pero pag maganda yung episode, so medyo masaya. Pero maghihintay ka lagi kasi anytime meron siyang mapapagalitan. Sa Direk. Pero pag binabalikan ko, yung culture na yun, yung wala na masyado ngayon eh. Kasi alam mo naman, medyo iba na yung kultura ngayon. Pero yun yung nagpapatatag talaga sa'yo. Yung mga ganong experience in the past.
Totoo. And when your bosses who demand for it, practice it. Yung alam mong dinidemand nila yon kasi sila mismo sa standards nila dapat ganoon. Ano yung worst na nakita mong pagkahalimaw ni Direk?
Halimaw? Parang
Oo,
hindi
tama.
naman pero may mga pinapagawa siya minsan na konektado rin sa naging buhay ko sa Ateneo. Kasi
Okay.
nung pagka umiinit na ulo niyan, pag taping, kasi yung taping natin before, di ba, remember, really took
Yes.
more than 24 hours di ba? Parang minsan natatapos, you start morning, you end 5 p.m. the following day. Ganun yung taping nun. So mainit na syempre yung ulo ng mga tao. So ang pinapagawa lang sa akin ni Direk Laurent, pag mainit na ulo niya, mag-cheer ka nga. Pinapag-cheer niya ako. Kasi di ba, nalaman kasi niya, di ba, I was president of Blue Bubble Battalion. So sabi niya, so pinapag-cheer niya ako sa loob ng OB van.
May
Flashbacks learning mo.
ang galing.
Direk?
Flashbacks learning mo sa Calvera.
Ay, oo, that was yun yung isa pang kwento, sir. Parang during that time kasi I was associate producer.
Mhm.
Kami rin ang wala kaming field cashier at that time So kami rin ang naghahawak ng pera. So I
Okay.
had around mga 350,000 yata or 400,000 yata sa I had a belt bag. Uso yung belt bag noon
Oh
Doon lahat ng pera namin.
my God.
So nangyari, I had to go to the banyo. So iniwan ko yung belt bag sa loob ng van, ng OB van. Tapos I went to the banyo.
Mhm.
Pagdating ko, wala na yung
Wow!
belt bag. Unang-una, the van was rented at the time. Wala kaming wala kaming OB van at that time, parang it was rented. We had OB vans pero konti lang. Pero it was rented. Yung pintuan niya, tela lang. Parang ginagano lang. Tapos we were taping in a squatters area. Tapos maraming mga bata na nanonood dun sa may pintuan. Sabi ko, oh my God, sabi ko, hindi pa ako, ang sweldo ko lang noon, I remember, was around 9,000 pesos lang Parang when I started. Sabi ko, bawal magmoreno.
Okay.
Sabi ko, grabe. Sabi ko, paano ko babayaran to? Sabi ko, 9,000 pesos lang. Tagal ko magtatrabaho sa ABS bago ko mabayaran yung pera na nawala ko.
Turned out,
Tinawag ni Direk Wen, parang Direk Wen was my executive producer at the time So tinawag niya lahat ng mga bata na nanonood dun sa tabi ng OB van. Sabi niya, pupuntahan namin lahat ng mga bahay ninyo para malaman namin kung sino yung
nagnakaw.
nung pera.
Ano nangyari?
Turns out, tinago pala ni Direk Laurent yung pera. Iyak talaga ako. Parang sabi ko, iyakin naman ako. Pero talagang that was the first time. Bumaba ako ng van, sinapak ko yung van sa galit ko. Tapos parang, parang the following day, pinatawag niya ako. Lagi naman ganun si Direk Pagka meron siyang gagawin sa'yo, he would always explain why he did it and the value of why he did it. Parang ganun yung niya sa akin. Parang sabi niya, paano kung hindi ako yung nagtago noon? What if iba talaga ang kumuha? Why did you have to leave the bag there? Alam mo namang pera yon, di ba? Parang,
My God! Such learning, but then yun, markado. Pero direct, no bata pa naman yan. Moderator ako ng student council ni Narim. Umiiyak yan talaga. Pero yun na talaga, parang it's his way to leash out whatever he felt. Sige, ituloy-tuloy natin yung looking back. Since we're all from the network that we love, when were you happiest in ABS? Nipa, ikaw? So far.
Ang taas naman ng tanong, parang philosophical.
Well, kailan ka pinakamasaya? Well, looking back now, kasi parang ngayon may oras tayong i-appreciate yung mga araw natin, lalo na before nag-shutdown, no?
Hindi to joke kasi si Father Ning, dapat magtuturo ako, di ba? Before, after college.
Yes.
Pero, kinuha ako ng ABS. So, hindi ko alam kung anong decision ko. So, tinanong ko si Father Ning. Sabi niya, dun kailangan ka sa sa broadcast. Oo. Hindi ko naman naintindihan, pero ang pinaka nag-ground sa akin is yung in the service of the Filipino. Hindi yun talaga yon. So nahihirapan ako kapag wala yun sa center.
That's true.
Ginagawa ko. So I think yun. So every time nandun siya, masaya ako.
Galing.
Happiest, medyo ang hirap sagutin.
Kasi parang alam mo yung prinsipyong nagtatay sa'yo dyan, nag-ground sa'yo dyan. Kasi tama yun, no? If you're doing it for money or for yourself, parang hungkag, parang kulang. No? So that's a good point. Raym, ikaw, your happy point.
Sir, yung happiest siguro na happy point when we were small lang. It was a small production lang.
That's
Diba,
true.
parang yun yung magkakakilala tayong lahat. Diba, from si CVV, diba, was just there, diba, si Ma'am
true.
Charo was just there in the office. It was just a small group, tapos tayo rin yung gumagawa ng special projects, diba, parang, diba, we did, diba, yung Centennial, diba, the Millennium, diba, parang, ay, Millennial pala, Millennial, diba, parang, it was, diba, parang, it was, siguro the real sense of family, 'di ba? Parang ganon at that time, 'di ba? Kasi we spent a lot of time inside the office and we were really family at that time. I felt when we were small.
Don't you feel you're back to that, Rain?
Yun na nga, parang sabi ko nga when everything started to happen, trying to look at the positive thing, no? Parang positive thing that's happening. Parang si feeling ko nga baka this is really going back to that time, di ba? Parang going back to that time of being a real family and di ba parang rebuilding, di ba? Parang That was a time rin also in 2004, di ba, when nung natalo na tayo, di ba? Parang that was a time also that everybody parang let's all go back to basic, di ba? Parang ganyan.
Sabi nga,
It's really a kapamilya in the true sense of the word siguro.
galing, no? Parang it's really not, sabi nga namin ni Lauren kanina, it's really not during good times that you know the happy time, the happy people, no? But yun, when things are tested. Lauren, ikaw, when were you happiest? Or when are you happy?
When you get feedback from your audience that it changed what they're watching, changes their life or affects them or gives them joy.
That's
When my relatives would tell me, "Oh, pinapanood namin yan, ganyan." No? So parang, okay, may kabuluhan yung pagod namin na tanong. Because it's, at the end of it, sabi nga, it's not about us. It's really about our audience.
galing.
Service, as Jeannie said, diba? It's always service. Lagi naman yan ano ba yung sinasabi mo doon sa programa mo? Importante naman yun Conscious yan, sila Jeannie, sila Raymond, when they're producing, they know na kailangan merong mapupulot na aral, kailangan meron kang may impart na maganda para sa mga manonood mo. Kasi madali naman gumawa ng programa, pero yung makabuluhang programa at yung programang tatatak, di ba? People are still talking about Be Careful With My Heart. Which was a risk. When Jeannie started it, nobody thought that ganong klaseng timpla ng programa gagawa. So when we hear na, di ba may mga na mga may sakit, di ba? Jenny, may mga natatakap na may sakit, yun lang daw ang inaabangan nila on a daily basis.
Direct until now, meron isang patient na araw-araw yun yung pinapanood niya. Kasi yun yung nagpapasaya sa kanya. But I think particularly pag kay Direk, yung kasama sa service is yung yung truth. And yung facts. Kasi pag tiningnan mo yung history namin with Direk, Tatak Pilipino, Mel and J, Calvento Files, lahat yun naka-anchor sa truth Oo. And kasama yun sa responsibility. Kasama yun doon sa service, I think. So, meron times talaga na pag feeling ko may maling graphics, tapos sa Tatak Pilipino, iniiyakan ko talaga yun. Kasi feeling ko responsibility ko yun tapos di mo na makokorek.
Yes.
Yun talaga. So, yun yung isa sa malaking at matibay na foundation na nakuha ko from working with Direk.
Ang galing. Go, Direk.
Ako naman I also, going back what gives me joy, alam ko sa lahat ng proseso from PBB, from lahat ng reality show, it's always the audition. I've always enjoyed yung proseso na humaharap at parang I would say it's finding a needle in a haystack. Makakita ka ng may potential, tapos alam mo, pwede itong maging parte ng industriya at sisikat to. Sobrang joy yung nadadala nung ganung proseso sa akin. So, natutuwa.
I'll ask you that later kasi parang ngayon daw, with your new position as incoming Star Magic head, may ganung synergy kasi at least you're concurrently also the head of entertainment. So at least alam mo na kung saan ilalagay yung mga tao. And you have that eye, Lauren. Parang pinastol mo naman kami para ilagay sa tamang hulma. But now, how do you guard against, kunyari, sobrang burnout? Ako kasi yun, parang yung mga taong katulad nyo na so deep into your job and so committed, yun yung gustong malaman ng mga estudyante at yung mga nanonood. Parang ano yung pwedeng gawin ng mga tao para hindi marating yung sumusuko na sila.
Tulungan niyo akong dalawa dito. Pero of course, unang-una, workaholic kami eh. I think that is a common element or factor sa aming mga nasa ABS. Sa atin, no? Di ba? Sobra tayo magtrabaho. Parang wala tayong kapaguran. Ang isa pang, I think, importante sa amin, sa tipo natin, yung that we're given challenges constantly. New challenges.
Iba-iba.
So, ako sinasabi ko, meron akong 5-year, tenure. Minsan, if I'm stuck with a position doing the same thing for 5 years, na kailangan ko, I need change. Kaya executive producer ako for 5 years, kailangan maging director ako. Nung director na ako for 5 years sa TV, nag-film director ako for 5 years, tapos naging head of TV production. Ngayon lang yata ako medyo tumagal. Kasi 2012 ako head of TV production eh. So 8 years na, medyo lumampas na. Siguro tumatanda na kasi nasi-stretch ko na yung patience ko. And now this new challenge being given me is also a good way to revive my energy and my my quest and my quench for my thirst for new challenges and new things to do.
Galing. Go Rim. Against burnout.
Parang ngayon kasi mas na si Direk Laurent lagi niya sinasabi sa amin to take a
Tungkol
break.
pa rin sa akin pala to, no?
Pwede
tungkol na lang sa'yo.
Well, as a whole na siguro, no, in general for TV prod, parang inano na nila na you take a break, 'di ba? Parang kaya minsan 'di ba parang maraming nakakatulong yung mga piso piso sale ng ng mga airline. Even our staff kasi parang lagi nakikita ko sa kanila that they plan in advance na for their break. So yun parang nakakatulong nga rin yung mga piso fare na yan sa kanila. So sabi ko buti nga sa panahon nato may ganyan na kasi during our time nga parang it was really hard for us to get some breaks kasi nga konti lang tayo at that time, we were doing a lot of things. Ngayon kasi parang highly specialized na yung yung position. So pero yun na nga lang, what's good about it, we get to go on breaks and trust the people below us, di ba? Kasi sinasabi rin ni na Direk Laurent, ni na CBB at kapag hindi ka makapag-break, ibig sabihin may mali. Meron kang hindi nagawang tama with your bench. You don't have a deep bench. Kung hindi ka makapag-break. So I think that's one thing that can nakakatulong sa amin to fight burnout.
Ang galing nga pa kasi parang yung consistency sa atin ng pamilya, family life and work life, and yung commitment natin to our faith and our community and our country, dapat pare-pareho yun, di ba? The way we handle our families, our workplace, dapat ganun yung commitment. So, Nipoy, ikaw naman, paano yung burnout?
Ako magpaalam. Sorry, Noel. Direct may meeting ako sa boss.
The meeting.
Oo. Ano yun? Sorry.
Burnout daw. Paano
Burnout ka?
Yes.
Pareho kami ni Raymond. Pero kasi sa akin, importante na ma-release mo. Kunwari, pagod na pagod ka na. May mapagkwentuhan ka, importante sa akin yun. Kasi minsan nakakagaan na rin yun eh. Pero tama si Direk, matagal bago yung burnout. Kasi ang mas problema namin, yung ang workaholic. Yung mas matagal yung period na yon bago masabing na burnout ka.
Yeah.
Oo. So, pag nangyari yon, talagang kailangan mo nang mag-leave. Kailangan magbakasyon. Kasi ibig sabihin sobra na yun.
Since natakas ka na, Nipoy, ano yung impact sa'yo ng closure?
Closure.
Shutdown.
Sa iba't ibang aspect. Una, nabuhay ang pagiging aktivista ko. Kasi sa totoo lang, kung hinla ako sa Ateneo, nasa UP ako. Kaya siguro ayaw ng kuya kong mag-UP ako.
Okay.
So, nagising ang dugong aktivista ko. Pangalawa, pagka nandun ka sa baba, parang babalik ka sa, humbling yung yung experience. But at the same time, bumabalik ka dun sa core. So, sa akin, masakit pero alam kong mas magiging maganda yung aanihin mo after. Pagkatapos. Masakit lang kasi andito ka pa sa gitna eh. So, painful siya. May galit, may sama ng loob, yung gano'n halo-halo, may pagod. So,
Iiyak na si Raymond yan.
ha?
Iiyak na si Raymond.
State mo ngayon, Nipoy, are you upbeat with 2021? Ano na yung, nasang estado ka na ng paghilom?
Gusto ko nang mag-2021.
Okay.
Gusto ko nang matapos ng 2020. May something kay 2020 na gusto ko nang iwanan. Pero naghahanap ako ng bago. In fact, next week magtuturo ako. So,
Ay, ang ganda. Saan?
Sa UANP.
Ang galing. Ang galing.
So yun, may mga ganong outlet.
Magaling.
First time.
So, aalis ka na, sandali lang.
Oo.
Well, magsabi ka naman ng parting words sa boss natin at
Oo.
Hindi niya na ako boss. Ano na yung colleague ko na yan sa
Direk.
Ganun pa rin.
Never.
Never.
Hindi, never na. Magka-level. Hello. Nababakla tuloy ako direct. Hello. Sorry. Forever akong grateful kasi si Direk yung unang nagtiwala sa akin at unang nakakita nung kakayahan ko even before me. Parang hindi ko naman alam na kakayanin ko yung mga ginagawa ko ngayon. Tapos yung foundation nga ng pagiging isang producer, ano yung importante, and yung aiming for yung quality, yun hindi na yun mawawala. Lahat yun nandun yun sa first few months and years na nag-work ako. And si Direk Lauren, yun, 93 to 95. 93 to 95. And then naghiwalay kami ng matagal. Tapos nung nagkita kami, ibang animal na.
Pareho kami magkaibang animal na.
Oo. Pero sabi ko sa kanya, Direk, sa'yo lang ako galing. So, huwag kang magulat. Parang yun yan. Di ba, Direk? Pero mahal kita, Direk. Alam mo yan, kahit na kami, away bate. Kasi alam niya na ako lang naman yung isa sa mga madalas magsabi sa kanya ng mga totoo. Yung gusto ko, yun. Oo.
Sakit,
Totoo yun. Parang alisin ng lahat. Sa hulit-huli, tayo pa rin yung magdadamayan. Yun eh. So yun. Tapos, direct, kahit hindi ka Atenista at ako rin naman, feeling ko hindi ako Atenista. Pero feeling ko magkakadugo tayo. Ganun yung pakiramdam.
Oo naman. Lalo na ngayon.
Yeah.
Pumunta ka na sa boss mo.
Salamat kasi ang boss ko yung anak ni Sir Gabby.
Yun pala yun.
So,
Bye, Jeannie. Thank you.
Bye! Thank you.
Now we go back. Salamat, Ipay. Yun, babalik tayo dun sa digital age. Yun na nga, parang how did you grapple in that transition to a new medium? Rain, Direk.
Hindi ako tech savvy. Talagang ko yan. Waterloo ko yan. Sobrang hirap ako dyan. I need Hindi nga ako nung nag-MBA ako, hindi ako marunong mag-spreadsheet, hindi ako marunong mag-PowerPoint, hindi ako marunong
I'm doing this with you. Dati active ka sa social media, Direk. As in, ka ng post na wala yun, ha?
Yeah. But that's different. But when I get it, wala lang ako tiyaga. I'm not into the details. But once I get into it naman, I use naman social media to also connect with an audience. Yun naman ang silbigan sa akin. So, the transition, I need to try it. It's part of our job to be aware and to be involved and to be part of the technology and to be part of how we connect with audiences. So, susubukan namin yan. Pero
with the shutdown, Direk, parang now you're trying that, no? So sa online, kumusta yung reception ng mga tao? I know it's added money, no? Na they'll shell out money for data para mapanood yung mga programa. Pero paano nyo na-arrest yung ganong interest pa rin ng mga tao at suporta nila?
Ang hirap ba? It's a very diverse audience on digital. Hindi siya katulad sa free TV na meron na kaming picture, may hulma na kami na this is what this particular audience will go for. But on digital, I think I'm still learning it. Ewan kay Raymond. Raymond, ano ka ba? Parang mas kabisado mo pa nga ngayon ng
Yun
digital.
nga rin, parang ano yung nag-hit? Kasi hindi naman, it doesn't follow no, kung ano yung nag-hit sa free TV, yun yung mag-hit sa digital. No? So, ano yung mga learnings dyan ngayon?
Ako siguro, sir, Direk, kasi parang I always try to find my happiness in what I'm doing, you know. So it's something new kasi. Yung technology is something new, di ba? Always something new. Kaya siguro yung happiness ko nga dyan is trying to learn yung what's happening in the digital space. So, yan, kung nangyari, what's happening to Kumu, parang yan, pag may sinabi sa amin si Direk Laurent, but try to think of content nga that we can put into Kumu. Yan, na-excite na ako niyan.
Okay.
Parang, sige, parang so we'll try to do, try to maximize all our resources, di ba? Ngayon kasi I'm handling Star Hunt, so I have talents under me. So, ang nangyayari, parang yun, mina-maximize namin yun dun sa
Maximize
sa
no
bagong
resources,
platform.
Raymond.
Oh, Direk?
Maximizing no resources.
No resources. So, yun isa pa yun. So, that's one more exciting thing about it. Di ba yung parang nakakakita ka ng when we started I Want Ren, we started doing digital content for I Want Parang doon parang lumawak yung yung lumawak yung mundo ko. May ganito kasi I started getting young indie directors and their staff. Kasi ganun yung sistema nun sa I Want when we were doing it. So sabi ko, wow, ang laki pala ng mundo pa ng it's not just ABS-CBN. So I'm trying to adapt also, 'di ba, dun sa sa changes na nangyayari sa technology, and again learning from what we have in the industry as well.
So, can we clarify now, Star Hunt, now that Direk Laurent with Star Magic, will that be combined? At least there's a synergy now of things? Because it's kind of the same thing? Is it? I'm not sure.
Well, Star Magic is the premier talent management of ABS-CBN. It's a significant player in the industry and has a long legacy of talent management. Star Hunt was really born out of the need to discover and to search and place into many of our reality shows. Now that I'm heading both, I will be in a good position to synergize our limited resources and to capitalize on the strength of both brands. So we'll find a way how to synergize it and make it a more efficient relationship of both Star Magic and Star Hunt. But the differentiation is clearly Star Magic is a talent management, and Star Hunt really, to begin with, is for the discovery and the auditions that it institutionalized that process of auditioning, which Raymond headed perfectly into.
I know.
Into a system. Although, kailangan mabago na naman yun, Raymond, kasi that was a time when cattle calls and mass audition was kasi 4,000 to 10,000 kabisado ni Raymond yun kung paano maglagay ng sistema ng Araneta Center, Araneta Coliseum, mag-audition, ganun kadami na. Those were the times. That will not happen the next couple of years because of the pandemic.
I know. I'll just go through the questions asked dun sa thread, Direk. Yung lumipat po bang mga artists sa Channel 5 pwede pang bumalik anytime? Sa Mother Ignacia pa rin ba ang venue ng mga live shows? Sorry.
The Star Magic artists they will see in Channel 5 are there because we're trying to diversify the exposure of our talents. So they're not necessarily na lumipat sila. A lot of them may blessings, a lot of them may permiso to do or guest in the production of. At this time, kailangan magtulong-tulong kasi nga kailangan ng pera ng marami tao, kailangan nila ng oportunidad. So, since limited pa ngayon ang opportunity sa ABS-CBN, sa A to Z, we deemed it proper to be able to deploy them in a lot of opportunities na nagbubukas din naman sa paligid natin.
Galing. But so, it's nice to know that those are sanctioned by you. At least, no? Parang may blessing, merong basbas ninyo rin, Direk. So, is it true that some A-list artists are requesting to cancel their contracts? Ano po yung attitude nyo raw sa mga nagpaparelease ng contracts sa Star Magic?
Wala pa naman akong hindi naman ganun kadaming nagsasabing paparelease, diba? Nagkaroon kami ng konting nung nagsara, we were in that position na parang anong gagawin natin? What's our next steps, diba? So there were some management contracts that expired.
Yeah.
There are some network contracts that expired. So we're in the process of fixing. Kanya-kanyang ano yan eh. I cannot take it
That's
against any person, any
true.
artist to
Yeah.
have their own, objectives or prioritize their own needs.
Yeah.
Siyempre, so we'll try what we can work out if we can align all the objectives of the artist and the objectives of ABS-CBN and Star Magic. If that's aligned, then we're happy to work together. If hindi lang naman ngayon yan, there have been in the past instances na may nag-alisan na at bumalik, umalis, bumalik. So it's a very dynamic industry. So and we're in an unusual situation, Noel. So hindi rin natin iba-iba yung mga pangangailangan ng mga tao and everybody's just trying to survive.
Okay.
So may mga needs yan na kailangan ma-fulfill.
At iniintindi yan. So, isa pa, magagamit pa rin po ba namin yung Sky Cable Direct sa panonood ng ABS-CBN shows? Oo naman, di ba? The Sky Cable Direct?
No, we're not on Sky Cable Direct right now. We're on Sky Cable na the one that's how I'm
O din eh.
for that word. Not the dish. We're not in the
The
dish.
cable box, direct.
The cable box. Thank you, Raymond.
Yeah.
Pero ang A to Z is analog. So hindi pa siya makikita dun sa digital box.
Okay.
We're hoping dumating yung panahon na Zoe will also have their own digital channels. Then maybe we'll be given an opportunity again to be part of that. We don't own Zoe. It's Brother Eddie who owns it. We're just a block timer in Zoe right now.
So block timer of 12 hours a day or 18 hours or going 18?
No, less than 10. 6 lang yata kami.
For now. Direct, meron pang isa, siguro mga fans to, no? So I would like to know if you have a show for Kyle, Francine, Andrea, and Seth, the Golden
Yes,
Riba.
ang pangan nila yung kanta ni Father Manoling Francisco, ang Huwag Kang Mangamba, that will be a teleserye with the Goat Squad.
Oh, okay. How upbeat will ABS be 2021? Raym, ikaw. What do you look forward to next year?
For next year, well, aside from sabi ko nga, at least 2020 is picking up with A to Z. So feeling ko nga, I really hope and pray that 2021 will be a bigger, better year for ABS-CBN. Pero yung sinasabi rin ni Direk Lauren, I'm excited to do PBB again, 'di ba? In a different 'di ba? Parang how will we do it, 'di ba? Parang that's another thing that excites me. And not just PBB siguro, parang all the other programs, 'di ba? Given na yung new normal natin, 'di ba? Parang how But yes, I'm very excited for 2021.
What's your take on the Zoe partnership? Was that something na okay, it came or you were planning as a backdoor thing na sana mag-work? Kasi parang may patlang pa rin, no? Na-miss talaga namin kayo. Hindi ba pwede na pagkatapos shut down natuloy na siya agad?
You're asking. Raymond, ano ba? Hindi, because we were calibrating our moves. So the truth is, we're calibrating our moves. We don't want to commit the same mistakes, or maybe not mistakes, but the same process that we went through in the past. So medyo nag-iingat kami, yun ang totoo. But talking about the 2021, Noel, buhay na buhay ang dugo ng mga kapamilya. Hindi naman kami nawala ng medyo may konting talisod, pero since June 15, nung nilift ang ECQ, we were out there already producing our teleserye. We continue to produce. We're now in multiple platforms. We're in a learning curve of doing content for OTT, for digital, for Facebook, for everything. A to Z is only one platform. I think one major learning is we don't want to be limited now with just one platform.
That's true.
We want to be experts in multiple platforms. The way to go is digital. The advertising will catch up soon, but right now, maybe producing, it's pushing us to go international, pushing for producing for Netflix, for iFlix, for everything else. We're coming up with our own idol groups. which is like the way the BTS is going, and we would like to be part of this growing music industry as well, and talent industry. We were finding ways. Star Cinema is still there. Diba? Nag-ano pa siya. Ang dami namin naka-line up na teleserye from Huwag Kang Mangamba with the Gold Squad, with Erich in La Vida Lena, with bago lalabas na parang itong ang daming serye na naka-line up. So patuloy pa rin, buhay na buhay nga rin ang ano namin. Even Raymond saying, how will Big Brother be in this new normal, di ba? How will we do these things, the audition and the process. So 2021 will be may still be challenging, but we will have a different way of looking at it. 2020 talagang we were caught unprepared for it. Talagang wow, ano tong hinaharap natin. But going to 2021, iba na ang perspektibo, iba na ang lente dala natin, iba na yung tatag, will be stronger kasi we've survived. I think the worst has happened. Moving forward, this is just rebuilding, especially for ABS-CBN. This is rebuilding. This is creating a new. This is building a new audience, a new way of producing. So ang daming exciting na mangyayari sa 2021. It can only get better. It can only be better for not only us in the industry but for our audiences.
Dapat naman Direk kasi parang we want to be inspired by that. Parang they cannot like keep the spirits down, no? So as a team naman, kumusta naman yung norm or yung decorum or yung parang yung attitude ng mga tao ngayon? I guess naramdaman natin na nabawasan, di ba? Pero nabawasan tayo sana. Pero yun ang the good news is that I heard you're starting to call back people because you have new projects, no? Pero kahit hindi man ganun ka-permanent, pero bumabalik yung ibang mga kapamilya nating nawalan ng trabaho. Totoo ba yun?
We're starting to expand kasi we thought kasi we'll be limited to the X number of shows that we've been.
That's true.
And then all of a sudden we realized we need to produce MMK again. We need to create this Raymond as a reality show that's probably going to roll out. So talagang siya, wala talaga permanent eh. The bad times cannot always be there. So now we're starting. And we're happy that even those that were retrenched are finding work elsewhere in new productions. We're actually competing with our own Kapamilya, which is an exciting way because at this point, parang competition is good. When nawala yung ABS-CBN, medyo tumamlay kasi na, di ba, parang there was no competition happening. But now that we're trying to revive the industry again, I think it will benefit the audience. It will benefit the industry, it will benefit the audience.
One good thing that happened rin siguro, sir, Direk, because parang despite of what happened, all bad things that happened, parang it gave us a bigger playing field eh. Diba? Parang napabilis yung digital activations natin. We're going bigger now on global, diba? Tapos yun na nga, parang we're partnering with different networks, diba? Parang different parang it's a bigger playing field now for everybody, which is I think very 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 good. I remember nga the tagline lang, sir, parang just to share I remember lang yung tagline natin before na watch us do it again. Maybe it's parang akma siya ngayon, di ba? Watch us do it again.
Na-cleanse lahat. Parang yun nga, parang kinailangan na necessary phase for cleansing, for parang cathartic pa nga, no? Pero after that, no, the murky water will clear up afterwards. But now, reality bites, 77 days before Christmas, then 209 days of quarantine lives. Direk Laurent has turned panadero. What talents? Yes. What talents or how are you coping with this pandemic, Direk? Siguro we'll end with that. No, you're creatively coping with that through your new pandesal.
I know, from the pandesal to going back to vlogging, to trying to learn to play the guitar and trying to spend time with the family. Talagang asawa ko naman ang nagpuwersa sa akin magmasa ng dough. Para nung una parang ayoko pa, ano ba yung yan? But eventually you enjoy it, you enjoy the process. So you just have to try new things. I think that's what's teaching us itong panahon na to. So even for Christmas, I think the best gift we could give ourselves and to people is that the time you spend with them, you try to catch up, you value the more non-material things. effort kayo magregalo. Hindi ka tulad dati na pwede mo utusan yung sekretary, bumili ka ng regalo, bumili ka ng ganyan. Ngayon, yung ko-coordinate mo yung mapapadala ka ng ganito. Ay, hirap siya. It's an effort, di ba? And trying to connect with family is also a challenge right now. So, ang daming bagong paraan and you just have to
Learn.
It's the new normal. And for Christmas, di ba, huwag mamatay yung spirit of the essence of Christmas, which is what? Christmas is really being grateful that we're alive, that there's, that we have faith, and that there's
That's true.
daming dapat hindi mawala. Balikan na lang natin yung mga essentials, yung mga and the essence of everything that we do. So what's more important than all the frills and all the
Ray, ikaw, you're starting a business, no? I'm excited to hear that. You posted
Yeah, parang 5 years ago kasi I started my ham business Pero dahil sa dami nga ng ginagawa, I wasn't able to sustain it. So hopefully this year, magawa ko ulit by the holiday season.
We'll support that. Anyway,
Yes, sir.
ayun, parang now we've reinvented and so I'm celebrating my 30 years in media and it's nice to be with colleagues and friends from way back. Yun na nga, if there's anything that made us survive, number 1, faith. Number 2, family. Number 3, friends. And number 4, probably food. That's something we So yun. Anyway, yan. Yung may mga sorry ba tayo or may mga thank you or may kahit na anong last messages. Ako unang-una, Rim, sorry kasi palagi ko yung pinipare ni MQ dati. Kala ko kayo
Kaya nga dapat kasama yata siya ngayon.
I didn't know that.
Hindi siya yung inedit natin dito sa discussion na to. But Raym, I've always known as someone who felt everything. He would think, but he was a feeling person. So, kung ano man yung mangyari, parang si Raym, he was so sensitive. Yung tipong gano'n na nararamdaman niya at yung puso niya kasi bukas para sa lahat. And I'd like to thank you for that. And Lauren, thank you. Ikaw naman, I guess it's your wisdom and your guidance. Hindi mo alam to at yung impact mo sa mga tao mas lasting kasi hindi ka nagsasalita. or yung di ba? Yung tipong yung tahimik or yung hindi sabi mo nga natatakot ka magkaroon ng ganitong interview na yun nga tatagal ng 2 oras kasi hindi talaga maraming salita yung kay Lauren. Dapat yung one-liner niya naintindihan mo na kung hindi mo nakuha yon laos ka, parang ganon. So, Raymond, last things about our mentors.
Okay, Direk Lauren naman, thank you for everything from the time you accepted me into production until now. Parang hindi ko pa masasabi na nag-full circle na siya, no, Direk? Pero I know that we still have a long way to go and I hope, Direk, you still continue to trust me and kasi si Direk Lauren ang parating nagbibigay sa akin ng second chance. Parang ganyan. Parang there was a time na ayoko na talaga. Sabi ko, I really want to quit already. Ayoko na. Pero he was the one who gave me a chance to do reality nga, which is, diba, after doing drama for 15 years, sabi ko parang he gave me a chance to do reality and comedy at the time. So sabi ko, that was something new for me. So ngayon na naman, parang he keeps on giving me something new that excites me. And parang parang may times na talaga ayoko na. Pero yun na nga, if he gives me something new, parang yun nagkakabuhay ulit at So thank you very much, Direk.
Galing, no? In our hearts, dapat it matters no when we reach a plateau, someone who lifts us and levels us up, no? Parang that matters to us a lot. Lauren, last words for people who really appreciate you. Thank you very much. Ano pa yung sana we make you proud. Yun lang talaga yung gusto kong sabihin.
Well, unang-una, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity. Talagang it's an honor to be here to reminisce and to be able to discuss, iba yung napoprocess mo and you're able to verbalize it. Salamat for touching my life as well, the early part of all our careers. And thank you for connecting me with the valuable friends I have now, Raymond and Jeannie. If not for you, hindi ko rin naman sila makikilala. So you were an instrument for connecting people. And I think up to now, you still do that. And thank you for doing that for all of us. And Raymond, thank you for lahat ng pinagdaanan mong hirap sa akin. Still stuck it out. Still one of my trusted generals and friends. And I enjoy working with you because yung through the years, mas naiintindihan na natin ang isa't isa. We get less sensitive we still hurt each other sometimes, but you know that it's just because we are we're in a safe place, and nothing will really break that bond na ano na natin, na build na natin through the years. I think that's the gift that we've gotten from the mere start that Noel just introduced you or recommended you. Layo na, 30 years na yung dinaanan na yon. So wow, di ba? So maraming salamat, Noel, for everything that you've done for us, and you continue to do as well for the industry and the academy.
At ko kayo, alam niyo yan. No, like, well, and now, the value of mentorship, no? Parang everything that we do, hindi para sa atin. Di ba? Parang in the end, no? There should be some other people or may mga tao tayong matatouch dahil sa wisdom na nakuha natin sa isa't isa, sa kabutihan na natin na parang nag-multiply na yan dahil, yun, may isang Lauren na naging mentor, may isang Rain na nakasama sa trabaho, from school pa, at may ibang mga taong nag-inspire sa atin. So, that's a value, no? Parang aanhin mo yung mga achievements kung hindi mo maipapasa yon sa ibang mga tao. And yun, nandito lang kaming lahat, nandito lang tayo para yun, magsuportahan. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat.
Next episodes of Level Up, you'll be surprised. Tagya si Senator Joel Villanueva and hope na rin niya si Brother Eddie in our episode. And they'll be so excited actually. They said yes already, but yun, they'll be so excited na kasama nyo rin sila sa station.
Please thank them for us.
Nataon
us.
Di ba? Birthday ni Brother Eddie. So, you're starting in Zoe TV tomorrow, no? Tomorrow.
We've been doing test runs. They'll see some of our movies since yesterday and then tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow we'll be doing live of Showtime and then the teleserye. May marathon ng teleserye sa hapon. And Sunday, ASAP goes live. ASAP is on air also on Sunday and the teleserye.
On new episodes. Maraming salamat, Direk Lauren. Maraming salamat, Rain.
Thank you very much, sir.
I hope we do you proud. Thank you very much. See you again.
Salamat. Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Bye, Pop.
Ang saya.
Bye, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Galing.
Tinanong mo sa akin kung ano ang gusto ko upang mapaligaya ang aking Pasko. Bakit mo pa kaya kailangan sabihin sa akin yan? Para naman kasing hindi mo pa alam. Aking araw-araw ay iyon ang iniba. Mula pa noong ikaw ay aking nakilala. Pinasayaw ang ikot ng aking munting mundo. Binigyan ng dahilan ng bawat oras at minuto. Ang bawat kong pangarap iyong pinalitan. Binigyan ako ng lakas, tiyaga at tapang na harapin ng bawat tanong at pag-aalilangan. Dahil alam kong ikaw ay katabi ko lamang. At sa tuwing pagsikat at paglubog ng araw, Nagsisimula't nawawakas sa salitang ikaw. Kaya't huwag mo nang itanong kung ano pa sa akin ang kulang. Dahil bawat araw kasama ka ay Paskong walang hanggan. Pinasayaw ang ikot ng aking munting mundo. Binigyan ng dahilan ang bawat oras at minuto. Ang bawat kong pangarap iyong pinalitan. Binigyan ako ng lakas, tiyaga at tapang na harapin ang bawat tanong at pag-aalinlangan. Dahil alam kong ikaw ay katabi ko lamang. At sa tuwing pagsikat at paglubog ng araw, nagsisimula't nagwawakas sa salitang ikaw. Kaya't huwag mo nang itanong kung ano pa sa akin ang kulang. Dahil bawat araw kasama ka ay Paskong walang hanggan. Dahil bawat araw kasama ka ay Paskong walang hanggan.
All Kaps, mga Atenista! It's time to level up! Your top variety program showcasing the best in media and other fields. As we feature the most loved personalities and the best practices of what we truly refer to as Magis. Together with multi-awarded multimedia guru Mr. Noel Ferrer, let's all level up every Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m. here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Level up. Radyo Katipunan.